Scottsbluff City Manager Kevin Spencer says the city's new Economic Development Director is off to a great start in her first month on the job. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, following interviews for Scottsbluff's Economic Development Director towards the end of last December, City Manager Kevin Spencer says Sharia Toof stood out among the three finalists and was offered and accepted the job last month. Toof tells KNEB News that her time with the city, mentoring under former Economic Director Star Lael, has helped her hit the ground running.
With my small business outreach and public relations position with the city, I really got a chance to do a lot of the networking, and that's a big part with economic development, knowing who you can talk to and where you need to go for certain problems. And I really got a chance to kind of get inside the LB 840 program, know how that works, see a couple of TIF projects be presented. So I have the groundwork laid, and now it's just kind of figuring it out for myself a little bit.
She says among the exciting things happening in the community are the future of the former Kmart property to Rock Step Capital and the continuing background work to develop a community aquatic center, which the city needs. Lael retired at the end of last year as the city's first economic development director. Well, an 18-year-old Alliance woman charged with fentanyl distribution in Box Butte County was apprehended in Scottsbluff over the weekend. Kaya Cordell was the target of a Wing Drug Task Force investigation last August, where she reportedly sold fentanyl to a CI working for the task force on two separate occasions, and a warrant for her arrest was issued February 6th. She was arrested on Saturday night near a Scottsbluff motel following a traffic stop. A canine helped officers discover a large number of small baggies, cash, a digital scale, and trace amounts of fentanyl residue. The driver, 24-year-old Catalino Varela, was arrested on charges of attempted distribution of a controlled substance and possession of fentanyl. Cordell was arrested on the outstanding warrant from Box Butte County and is also facing fresh charges of possession of a controlled substance and tampering with physical evidence. We'll have more news right after this.
Swipe right, swipe left, endlessly searching. Finding the perfect match isn't always perfect, but it can be when it comes to finances. Nora found the perfect business loan. Jenny opened her first savings account. Grammy loves her checking account. We found a match for Wilson Farms. The Sandersons were matched with a mortgage. Regardless of your financial situation, Platte Valley Bank will match you with the perfect solution. Find your match at Platte Valley Bank.
It's time for the recycling game. Question 1. Where do you recycle old electronics in the Tri-City area?
The Environmental Services at 609 East 2nd Street.
Correct. Question 2. Where can you find recycling trailers?
Trailers can be found in Gearing and Terrytown.
Correct. Final question. How can you dump recyclables and not have to sort them?
The Free Stream Recycle Bins from the city.
That's correct. You just won a cleaner and happier city, brought to you by Tri-City Stormwater.
Welcome back. The youth group at the First United Methodist Church is holding their annual peanut butter drive and could use your help with a donation. Backpacks are being sent home weekly with students in both Scottsbluff and Gering through the Cat Pack Pup Pack program through Cooperative Ministries. Missy Iasillo tells KNB News that once a month they are also able to send home a jar of peanut butter with each child.
We've always had a goal of around 1,000 jars of peanut butter, so you can drop them off at the Methodist Church in Scottsbluff. It's on 2101 4th Avenue, so the corner there. And we like 16-ounce jars of peanut butter, preferably. We don't care the brand. We don't care chunky, creamy. I don't really care. Because we send a jar of peanut butter home once a month. And so that's a little higher priced item for us. So if we can get that all donated, that's one thing that we don't have to pay for as extra.
Each pack that goes home has been approved by a nutritionist and consists of up to 15 items on regular weekends, with more on long weekends. Well, a bill aimed at standardizing and streamlining the permitting and inspections process for food trucks was the subject of a legislative hearing Tuesday afternoon before the Agriculture Committee. Omaha Senator Tony Vargas says food truck owners currently deal with a patchwork of regulations. He says the goal of LB 750 is to create a registry where entrepreneurs can get the information they need.
Is creating the ability for interlocal agreements to exist between different municipalities or public health departments, while also creating a food truck registry that would provide streamlined services in terms of the information for the regulations that people have to go through when they are trying to navigate creating this business and growing it across the state.
Jonathan Hadlick, the policy director for the Center of Rural Affairs, says the bill would require a registry of local ordinances with links to them and contact information for area officials for a one-stop shop for food truck operators. And Governor Jim Pillen this week announced the appointment of Dr. Timothy Tesmer as the next Chief Medical Officer of the Division of Public Health for DHHS. Pillen said Dr. Tesmer is a distinguished physician and surgeon with more than 35 years of practice, noting that his expertise will be pivotal in serving Nebraskans as our next Chief Medical Officer. Dr. Tesmer's start date is Monday, March 27th.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
More local signings to recap on today's update from right here at the TV Sports Desk. It was a twofer stop yesterday at Mitchell High School, a pair of football players for the Tigers heading to the next level. Let's start first with lineman Tucker Thomas, who's off to play at Nebraska Kearney.
Some things that led me to choose UNK were mostly the coaches, and what I felt very comfortable there, and the location is right for me. I like the players and who I hang out with when I went on the visits. And with the new coaching staff, I feel like it would be a good fit.
That new coaching staff at UNK, led by former Husker assistant Ryan Held, who's the new head coach for the Lopers. Thomas was asked yesterday about being recruited by two separate staff.
With the old staff, I was all last year. I was with them. I talked to Coach Jake Woolrich all summer and all fall. And with Ryan Hill coming in January and December, I was in contact with them almost every week.
A big step up for sure from Class C football to UNK at the Division II level, and Thomas is excited to join the program starting this upcoming fall.
There's very many great players. I met a lot of them when I was at visits. Some of them mentored me when I was there on visits too, so they very much are looking forward to me coming to Kearney.
That was Mitchell lineman Tucker Thomas heading to Kearney to play some college football. Now, after Thomas left the stage, the attention then turned to Hayden Humble, who's ready to rock and roll in the RMAC at Black Hills State in Spearfish, South Dakota.
Just going up there, they have a great community, and even above that, it's it's a culture. It's very much a culture up there, and I love the way the coaches care for their players. And I think just me being the player I am and the coaches that they are, and the system that I've been in, I feel like I fit up there, and I felt really at home when I visited there.
As a senior this past season for the Tigers, Humble ran for over 1,100 yards, but it sounds like he'll be working on the other side of the football to start at Black Hills State.
I'm planning to play something around like a nickelback on the defense. I was originally recruited as a running back. They ended up not having quite as much room in the running back room, but they still wanted me. They decided I was an athlete and that I could fit on their defensive scheme, so I'm still blessed to be able to play there.
Both Thomas and Humble touched on their time in the Tigers program, including this past season, which included a home playoff game with only 2 losses throughout the year. Both very thankful for their time at Mitchell. Here's Humble.
I've been very blessed to be a part of some great teams. I've been with Coach K all of his first 4 years here as head coach, and I couldn't ask for anything more. We've had some of the best Mitchell teams, some of the best records that we've had in the past 10 years of Mitchell football.
Mitchell head coach Nick Cookshausen helped close out the proceedings yesterday with his thoughts on these 2 young men, along really with the entire senior class and what they meant to Mitchell football.
Yeah, it's huge. You know, these guys, as Hayden hit on, they were the first group of freshmen that I was able to, work with, and our coaching staff that we have were able to work with, and they bought into everything that we've sold, and they've done a great job guiding our program and having the success it has. Their overall career record here at Mitchell is pretty impressive, and it's all to these guys here. They've bought into everything. They've worked hard. They've put the time in, and they've made our football program very successful in the last few years, and hopefully we can keep that going.
A big day yesterday for Mitchell football as both Tucker Thomas and Hayden Humble signed to continue their football careers at the collegiate level. That's the latest today from the FNBO Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.
Morrill County Community Hospital and the behavioral health providers are here to help. Amber Dean specializes in mental health care, which includes medication and therapy across a person's lifespan. Melody Lacey helps people deal with a wide range of behavioral problems, from depression and anxiety to child psychiatry. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time. At Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska. Exceptional care right here at home.
Culture trumps everything else.
In my years, I've never worked for a company that treats people the way this one does.
It is my passion for agriculture that brought me here in the first place, but not only that, there's a huge family-oriented atmosphere within the 21st Century Equipment.
I love working for 21st. They found something in me that I didn't know in myself. An intern to where I'm at now is such a great opportunity, and that is what this company is about.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. Community strong with the people you know and trust.
Winter is here, and at Renewal by Andersen, we've gotten used to these words from our clients. Wow, our house is so much warmer with our new windows from Renewal by Andersen. There is no place like home. A warm, comfortable home on a bitter winter night. And Renewal by Andersen's windows installed by our certified professionals can significantly reduce your heating bills, make your home secure, wonderfully warm, and welcoming. Scan that QR code, visit rbawyoming.com now. Warm up at home with Renewal by Andersen this winter. rbawyoming.com.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you plan for tomorrow while you enjoy today. Our personalized trust services can help you do just that. You've worked hard to build your legacy, and you want to make sure that gets passed on for generations to come. We offer the professional guidance necessary to ensure that happens, according to your wishes. We pride ourselves in being friendly and professional while offering a highly tailored full line of trust and estate planning services to accommodate you. You belong here.
And finally tonight, all students in Nebraska would be guaranteed free meals at school under a new bill introduced by Omaha Senator Michaela Cavanaugh. The Hunger Free Schools Act would provide free breakfast and lunch at school students daily, regardless of their family income. Funding for the meals would come from the state's general fund, and Senator Cavanaugh told the legislature's Education Committee she wants to make sure students don't have to pay to be fed and well-nourished.
I want to destigmatize the lunchroom for students who get bullied because they have to take the free meal that identifies their family as low income. Nebraska is a breadbasket of America, and yet Feeding America estimates 1 in 6 children in Nebraska are food insecure. That is over 100,000 Nebraska children that have to face hunger on a regular basis.
Nebraska is the latest state to introduce such legislation concerning universal free meals at schools. Lawmakers in Missouri and South Carolina have also introduced universal free meal bills this legislative session. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.